Last time in Polymorph Self, the true chronicle of adventure and skullduggery by Master Sorcerer, Scholar, and people's favourite Onas Ondiri. Having pulled off a precision-planned sneak attack for once, Seyda, Onas, and Bjorn secured a cabin and a massive score of straw, while Hjani took another magical mystery trip among the crags of her poppy-addled psyche, and found a magnificent and rather familiar-looking magical sword of frost. After some deliberation, the team headed north across the moors and made a quick stop by the Hell Pits, which was surprisingly beautiful at that time of year. They spotted a campfire in the distance and, high on the success of his previous sneak, Bjorn sneaked some more. He discovered Hjani Kitu, the silver fox, and a bunch of inebriated meat shields. The team confronted her to find out she was still as obnoxious as ever, and that the so far unencountered third team of rangers was being led by a bohemian poet elf. They then marched west and reached a rocky escarpment and picked up a hobgoblin trail. Off in a distant, classic mire, they glimpsed a large sparkling object through the mist. Could it be the object of their quest, a beautiful golden ornithopter? Yes it could, because it was. The ornithopter. They found the ornithopter.
Don't read fascist. Go on, let's start. Let's get started.
Okay. You are crouching at the end of a dry island in the mire. The ground is a slab of rock, partially covered with clumps of damp, loose earth. To your left and right are wide bogs where the water is covering most of the ground, but not quite high enough to submerge all of the grasses. A light mist clings to the surface. The left-hand bog contains the object of your search, an ancient elven ornithopter. It is a 20-foot-long golden bird with wings made of interlocking sections. The underbelly is beneath the water level. From here, the sunlight no longer glints on its surface. Looking up, the skies of the Rossmoor are grey and dark clouds are gathering. Around the edges of the bogs, where the ground rises but is still wet, are strange trees with twisted and bent-over trunks. The branches are draped with thick creepers that hang down as if to drink from the stagnant water. About 100 feet ahead, there is a bar of earth that acts as a land bridge to the next dry island in the mire. The next island is larger with open ground. At the back, you can see 4 medium-sized marquee tents with a smouldering fire pit in front. Hobgoblin soldiers with spears stand around the pit. Hovering over by one of the tents, you see someone different. A human male, possibly a cleric, as he wears a tabard over his suit of chainmail armor, and he has a mace at his belt. The tabard is black, with a simple white cross on the front.
How many hobgoblins do I see?
From here, you can't tell the exact amount, but there appears to be 4 or 5 milling around by the tents.
4 to 5.
4 to 5 hobbies.
Would anyone have any information about the cleric's tabard? Would we know anything about that?
Scribe?
I might know. Let's see, let me just search my mind. What do I know about this?
Is it like a
You don't have specialist knowledge in
religion
in religions, but your knowledge arcana covers your general education, which is quite good. So what's your skill for that?
For my knowledge arcana?
Yeah.
It's 2.
That's okay. You have to beat 15, so make a roll with a +2.
Okay, so I'm rolling. I've got a
10.
10 +2, that's 12.
Yeah, you've never come across this this symbol on a cleric before, and it's certainly, you all know for sure it's not any sort of religious order of your civilization.
Invaders?
Well, seeing as our sneaking worked so damn well last time against the hobgoblins, maybe that should be our line of attack.
Yeah, I just want to get up closer. I don't know. Do you guys want to see if there's anybody by the ornithopter?
There's no sign of the princess.
Well, that's what I was going to run over and ascertain.
If we walk into the mire, though, do we have to make any kind of swim check or anything like that?
It looks really waterlogged and potentially dangerous, yes. Also, the trees sort of along the edge of the island there, like, block the view. So, I mean, you could theoretically get close to the ornithopter or the land bridge without being seen if you wanted to use stealth, yeah.
Yeah, I would like to stealth my way over and just closer to maybe a midway point between the ornithopter and the camp and just see what I can see and then come back and report. How's that sound to you guys?
Sure.
Pretty standard, but good.
Thanks, bros.
Okay, what's your move silently sneak ability?
Sorry, I'm just looking for that now. Move silently is a +8.
Now we'll roll for posterity, but with this tree line and this sort of like soft ground, you only have to beat 12 to pull this off with your +8. So you can only fail on a natural one.
Well, let's give it a try. Rolling. That's a 5 + 8 is 13.
Yay!
Yes.
Okay.
Mathing is not good.
You walk forward by yourself to the land bridge, sort of keeping obscured by the trees, keeping low to the ground, and you manage to get right up to the edge of the next sort of dry island in the mire. And now you see clearly 6 hobgoblins in and around the tents. The flaps of the tents are down, so you don't know if anyone's inside them. And the cleric appears to be giving the hobgoblins instructions, but no one is particularly like standing watch over the Ornithopter. They're all just around the encampment, which is up the back of the island. The Ornithopter is, in the bog in front of it, like a good, 200 feet or more away and behind some trees. So, Bjorn, you ascertain the numbers that you see, and also that bog notwithstanding, you could get to the Ornithopter without being seen.
All right, well, before I go check out the Ornithopter, can I just ask, do I hear the cleric speaking? Can I understand what he says? Am I close
From
enough to
here,
hear
you'll
him?
have to use a listen check. What's your skill?
Okay. Hold on. I've got a listen. Do I not? Yeah, listen +6.
And you have to beat 15.
Ooh, let's see. That's a 10, 16. 10 + 6.
Okay, you listen. He is talking in a language that you do not understand.
What does it sound like, though? Can you...
I think you know enough that it sounds sort of goblinoid, how you've heard people in the pubs of the human quarter talk about when they say their 4 naughty words in goblin that they know.
I would have accepted you speaking it in, like, approximating the way, but I'll accept that, too. I would like to turn around and scoot my little butt over to the Ornithopter.
You're gonna like go through the trees down into the mire.
Yeah, what am I checking for that?
Well, we'll just make it a swim check. Why not? What's your
Alright. A swim check. I've got a check for it. I've got no.
What's the attribute then?
Strength, and I've got nothing. I've got no ability modifier.
Okay,
on
I
strength.
don't. Okay, you wade down into the water, which is surprisingly both sort of smelly, stagnant water, which is kind of got all kind of like lichen and stuff floating over it. It's a bit smelly, and all kinds of insects sort of skating about. And you feel your feet sinking into like thick mud in between, right?
Mhm.
So you're gonna. I'm hesitating because you have to beat a 15 basically, and you got no pluses. So roll that dice and let's determine what happens when you try to navigate this.
I regret this.
mire.
It's a 9. I lose
You
a boot.
guys, from your position back on the, where you're waiting on the sort of previous dry island, you see Bjorn go up there, successfully sneak and recon. He turns around and you think, oh, he's coming back now. And then, in fact, he only turns halfway round. He goes between the trees and like submerges himself commando style down. So only his head is above the water and he's sort of making his way through the bog. Then he kind of stops moving. And then he starts sort of looking around with a sort of panicked expression on his face. Let's go to Onas. What do you say to the others when you see this?
Is he messing about? Is he fooling around? It's not funny. He does this all the time.
I think maybe I should go help. Should I go help him?
You're not sinking, but you're unable to move.
Yeah, normally it's me that bails his ass out, but I think this
I
time
should
I'll let
probably go
I'll
help.
let you go and help.
Do I need to sneak down there?
From back there, you don't, but you do need your swim check to
I
navigate
have
this mine.
a nice 7 in my swim.
That's right. This is a barbarian thing. So you have to beat 15,
Okay.
and here it comes.
That is a 17 plus 7 is 24.
Okay, you deftly make your way through the mire, your powerful legs not getting stuck in the mud, swimming through the deeper parts, and keeping your head down as you stealthily and skillfully make your way over to where Bjorn is. And Bjorn's only a few feet off the Ornithopter. You grab Bjorn, you sort of give him a tug and keep him out of the
Yeah,
the
that
mud.
was go shloop.
The two of
Can
you.
you carry me like an officer and a gentleman?
I'll officer and gentleman you back.
It's more
Thanks.
like an actual swimmer's rescue thing. 'Cause you've got to keep low, unfortunately.
No, I thought you were actually just tromping through where I could not.
No, it's relatively deep here, and you both get to the side of the Ornithopter and sort of keep down by the side of it, which kind of obscures you from the view of the people on the island. So you are now up by the Ornithopter.
So the Ornithopter is actually floating on the mire.
It looks that way to you, but you kind of don't know from where you are.
Okay.
It's a good question, though, because Bjorn and Seyda, you see that, in fact...
Is it floating on the mire?
what you and what Bjorn and Seyda see is that, like I said, the belly of it is partially submerged, but it appears to have sort of hit, crash-landed, skimmed, and basically like ploughed up a massive bunch of sort of mud and earth, and now it's kind of like sitting on a kind of mound, so to speak.
Made its own mound.
Oh, can we investigate this Ornithopter? Maybe someone who's not like 6 foot tall
I just
could
don't
go
trust
inside.
myself anymore. I hop up on the wing of the Ornithopter.
Okay. You see that the top of it is just a big sort of open oval with sort of seats in it, like enough for 2 people to sit side by side facing forward, and then behind it, like 2 like facing rear.
Back, the rear.
This one you notice something very cool. In front of the rear-facing seats on the back of the bird pointing off the tail is a very strange thing. It's got handles. It's got a long barrel, much like a long crossbow. I don't know. It's got like a projectile barrel, which has strange metallic coil going around it.
Guys, I think I found a pew-pew.
Is that what it does?
I don't know.
What does it do?
This is the thing.
Press
I
it.
started to almost say it's like a musket or a gun, but
Yeah.
they don't exist in this world.
All right, but there's something
It looks
here.
it looks like you're on a castle and there's a ballista mount, except it's this weird thing with like a rod and induction coils going around it. Although we don't know
Poke
what
it.
induction
Are
is.
there
either.
cannons in our world?
Sorry?
Are there cannons in our world?
No, there aren't. So
Oh, okay. Then I
Alright,
have
well,
no idea what I
relate
just
to
said.
like a cannon.
oh,
I relay
and-
this information very silently.
and there's a
to,
kind of like a
Seyda.
there's a single sort of like stick and pedals in the and foot pedals in the front seat as well.
Mm-hmm.
Seyda's like right by you.
Yeah. I can ask. Sorry, I'm just gonna pause it for a sec. How does an Ornithopter fly? Does it actually flap? Like, does it?
Good call.
Does it
You
even
have
take
no
off?
idea.
Yeah.
This, as you
It
know,
takes off from the bay in the town. Yeah, I'm just asking.
but just as a sort of general recap, you previously know that these things have the domes haven't even been opened in living memory, and they were created along with the castles and the defense towers in some legendary time, at least 500 years ago. So no one's actually ever seen one fly, and you still haven't. So you haven't got an idea at the moment.
Okay, can I just do a quick search for like any signs of people who might have been in it? Any signs of whether or not these people might still be living? Any signs of anything?
Yeah, without the search roll, you look around in the floor by these 2 pedals, and you find something. You find a small glass vial without a stopper in it, and it's empty except for a couple of tiny dregs in the bottom of red liquid.
Jeez. All right. Spent vial. I relay all this to Seyda, and
Is there anywhere inside that looks like maybe we could put some of the red poppy juice on? I feel like maybe this is how it's powered.
You can't see anything
There's
that,
nowhere that it
sort
looks
of
like.
looks like that now.
Can we poke some of the buttons?
There aren't buttons. There's just a
The
stick,
pedals?
2 pedals, and this device on the back.
I'm going to poke some of the pedals.
You're actually sort of down the side
Yeah,
of it,
you're down the side.
crouching in the mire right now. Yeah.
Seyda, I appreciate you and I respect you. I don't want to do that yet.
But come on.
Let's go back to the team and
Okay.
tell them what we see. So yeah, can we squelch our way back through the mire?
We squelch.
You squelch. Okay. If you squelch with no other sort of form of precautions, you're going to have to make those checks again. So
I'll squelch and carry.
you'll help him.
carry
Okay, so
Bjorn.
you have to. So you just have to succeed your check,
Okay.
and you can help Bjorn.
That is a 19 plus 7.
Easy. Just in case, let's see because if you do make your roll, then you can kind of do it by yourself anyway. So
I'm a
You
big
need
boy.
to
let's
learn.
just find out.
I'm a big boy. I can do that.
You got to beat 15.
It's a big 15.
This time you won't get fooled again.
All right. Good. Squelched.
You are all back to your original position, and Bjorn and Seyda report back. They don't know anything that you've just seen.
6 hobgoblins. that cleric. Speaking a hobgoblin or a goblin. But yeah, 6. I can confirm 6. The tents, can't say if there's anybody inside.
Huge golden bird full of petals. Bjorn wouldn't let me press any of them.
Oh.
Probably a good call.
Yeah, I don't want to mess with that yet. Let's see to the camp, I guess, right?
I guess we just need to clear it out and then we can fiddle with the petals.
Why don't we try something different this time? Why don't we send in someone who's very charismatic and see if we can talk to this cleric guy?
Okay, good luck with that then.
Like, we're going to be backup, but I just, we always run in and fight people.
Yeah.
Like, this is a human guy.
Can we all
Maybe we
take
can
position
talk to
around the
him.
camp and
There are
see if
six.
you can talk to him?
There are 6 hobgoblins in there though as well. I don't know if they're.
Oh yeah, they
can be
just want
charmed.
to kill all elves.
Well,
You just want to kill
but there's
all
a
elves,
human
yeah.
who's talking to them. Like, I think, let's see
He's
what...
not an elf, which is why they haven't killed him.
I don't know, and he's got black robes on. Doesn't that generally mean in our world that that's not good?
Yeah. Maybe send the one human in our party in there
I'm not...
to chop everyone's
Hey.
heads off.
Question. What time is it right now during the day?
It is the mid-afternoon with a
Okay.
very grey, cloudy, overcast sky.
Do we know anything about hobgoblins and whether or not they go to sleep at night?
You're pretty sure they sleep at night like regular human beings. Although they're not regular human
No,
beings.
they're goblins.
Yeah.
So, maybe we could do a night attack.
I'm still like, if you don't want to go on, I'll come down with you. I'm a human. You're charismatic. We can go talk to this human guy. These guys can back us up.
Well, I just generally, if I see a hobgoblin, I kill it. We can try not to kill the human while we're killing the hobgoblins.
Yeah, I think maybe taking out the hobgoblins is the best.
Yeah.
Okay, so we forego the charisma.
I just worry about running into something. Just running into something.
Well, that's
Okay, all right, we'll do this. We'll go with Seyda's plan.
Okay.
And you guys hide out.
Mhm.
You have your little arrows and sticks ready.
Sure.
All right. You're a good sneaker, right, Hjani?
Yes, I
Okay.
am.
Let's sneak up to get on either side of this camp behind tents.
Yeah, we'll give you a
Behind
couple of
tents,
minutes to get in
either side.
position, and then we'll stride in.
Can
That
we take 10 on a sneak?
that looks like way more than 10 minutes. I say, looking off into the distance.
You want to sort of stay in the tree line down into the edge of the bog and somehow maneuver around to where the tents are.
Yeah.
Getting pretty close, right?
Mhm.
You and Hjani.
Yes.
Whereas Onas and Seyda are staying in position.
They will stay in position and then they will come forward.
We're going to stroll in.
And do your strolling in, but
We're
you're
gonna
going to
stroll
like maneuver yourself.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We want to be there in case the shit hits the.
Okay. Now,
thing.
when you roll for move silently, then,
Mhm.
right, which I will count for both of you because Hjani's basically following your lead.
Mm-hmm.
If you fail it, we're just going to take it as read that you kind of don't know. You just go there. So if you fail it, that'll come into play.
Okay, so we
Okay.
don't
In a
know if
moment.
they
Yeah,
didn't
okay.
catch us. Yeah.
You kind of sneak and keep your head down, and
Right.
well, if they immediately acknowledge you, then I'll let you know. But let's just roll, and then
Okay.
we'll just go to them.
All
So
right.
okay, let's roll
So I
dice.
just roll as normal.
What's your bonus again? Sorry.
For a move silently,
Yeah.
it was a +8.
And as I said, you've got tree cover. It's
Okay.
mist, low light. It's in the bog, so you only have to beat 12.
All right. Okay. So that's a 2, and with +8, that's 10.
Okay, you start making your way around the side of the island to try and maneuver around the back of it, sticking to this tree line where the ground is not too boggy as the island slopes down into the mire.
And you're with me.
Yeah, you're right. Hjani's right behind Bjorn to get back where those tents are. So you're in the middle of doing that. Meanwhile,
Let's stroll in. Let's stroll in and say hi.
Go in for a stroll.
It's afternoon tea. Let's see if
Stroll
they've got
and
any
high.
snacks.
Let's do that.
okay, you walk across the land bar onto the island, standing up straight, looking relaxed. Do you have your weapons drawn or not?
No.
No.
No, okay. Walking in confidently as if nothing's wrong, with no weapons drawn. As you enter it, the 6 hobgoblins and the cleric turn round and double take. Sort of like double take as they see you. Then they just kind of stare at you without moving or going into action. So you start walking and you're about a third of the way onto the island and no one's reacting. You're thinking that's good.
This is good.
Bjorn notices that what this has done is actually diverted their attention, and you do in fact manage to sneak, and you are now behind where the tents are.
Oh.
So the sneak did in fact pull off, because just as you thought you were going to get caught in the open as you tried to cross a little open section of the mire, they all double-taked and looked at these two people. You're about a third of the way over. The cleric closes his mouth again, comes to his senses, and he says, in common, I knew they would send someone for the Ornithopter. I'm right. And then he shouts something in Hobgoblin to Hobgoblins and points at you, and they all start like grabbing their spears, drawing their weapons, and advancing on you.
All right, we've got a cackler. I'm going to draw my my greatsword.
Yep. Okay. I'm going to fire an icy blast at one of those hobgoblins right now.
Yeah, well, let's roll for initiative then, and then I'll key in you guys. So you, Bjorn and Hjani, are going to roll a separate initiative to these guys. We'll do it in groups, okay? So, Seyda, you've got a good initiative bonus, so you roll for you two.
My initiative is +7. That's a 6 + 7 is 13.
Yes.
You get a 13. The enemies get 11. And Bjorn and Hjani, who would like to roll for you guys?
You would.
All right. My initiative is +5. So 15 + 5, 20.
So in this, as it kicks off, you two are going to be able to do whatever your action is first. Then you, then the hobgoblins. So the 6 hobgoblins are charging you two with spears. The cleric is sort of just still standing by the fire pit, sort of just pointing at you, presumably shouting in hobgoblin, "Get them," as he does his stereotypical cackles. At that point as well, though, before I go to your action, do you see another 2 hobgoblins coming from from another land bridge over the western side, and they're sort of like running and sort of panting and like, oh shit, it's kicking off now. Oh. Okay, so 6 hobgoblins going for you guys, 2 coming from that far side but away from the action, cleric standing in the middle, you 2 around the back. No one knows you're there. You're looking at all their backs. What's your action, Bjorn and Hjani?
All right. I am going to rapid shot whatever 2 people I can rapid shot from the back.
Be more specific.
Well, I don't know.
Which people?
2 hobgoblins, whichever ones are running closest to me.
So 2 from the group that are running towards Seyda and Onas.
Yeah.
Yes, that would be the ones that are closest to me, right?
Well, it's equal. You're an equal distance from those 2 and the one coming there. Yeah.
Okay, sure. Yep.
Okay, we'll take that as your action, Bjorn.
All right. I'm going to take what's left in the spent vial and put it on the tip of an arrow, and I want to take a shot at the cleric.
Awesome. So we'll start with Hjani. What do you need to hit armor class?
So it's a -2 to both my shots, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Now their armor class 15. They've got studded leather and light wooden shields,
Okay.
Along with their short spears. But you're shooting them from behind and they're unaware, so I'm going to bring them down to 13.
Okay.
Give you a bonus. So you have to hit 13, and with the -2 for rapid shot, what do you need?
So it would be a +6 per roll.
Okay, you need to beat 13. So you shoot at the first one.
9 + 6. That is a 15.
So that's a hit.
That hits?
Roll the damage. Yeah.
Okay, the damage is a d8. That's a 2 + 1.
It's 3, okay.
And then I roll at the second guy.
Yeah.
17 + 6. That's
a hit.
23. Definitely a hit. D8. That is another 2 + 1. 3.
Okay, so the 6 hobgoblins are closing on you. Hjani pops up at the back of the island in the mire, appears through the creepers and lets off 2 rapid shots, and both arrows sort of hit the hobgoblins in the back and sort of stick into their heavy armor, but manage to sort of pierce in and stick them. Meanwhile, Bjorn is going to use what's left of the
I apply what's left in the spent vial
and
to an arrow, and I want to aim at the cleric.
The cleric's AC is 15.
Okay.
He's completely clad in high quality chainmail and a sort of
+5
short hand.
attack bonus with the short bow. So here we go. 16 plus 5, 21.
Okay, he gets an arrow in the back, unsuspectingly. So roll the damage, which is 1d6 for a short one.
That's a 3.
Okay, let me just note that down. And he has to save against poison or get extremely high.
Either way, like he either gets poisoned or high.
No, he has
Or
to
is it the same
save or
thing?
get high.
Okay,
It's the same
yeah,
thing.
okay,
We're going
right
to use his fortitude save against poison. It's a standard DC 12 check, and his fortitude is +3. So he has to beat 12 with his +3 to not trip balls
Okay.
immediately.
See what happens.
That is an 11 plus 3 is 14. It has entered his system, though. And it hasn't taken effect right away.
That.
Yeah, this
Okay.
is, you know how potent it is. Hjani knows how potent it is. So maybe he's okay for now, but for now, you can hold it off. So, but you still stick him in the back
Hjani,
for 3
are you
points.
pissed that I cashed the rest of that vial, man?
No, just a little.
Okay, Seyda.
I'm gonna greatsword the nearest guy to me, the nearest hobgoblin.
Okay, Hobgoblin's AC is 15 with their studded leather and shields.
15.
Yep.
Okay, I have a plus sword to greatsword. A plus sword to greatsword. A +5 to greatsword. And that's a 13 plus 5 is 18.
Okay, you smack an onrushing hobgoblin with your greatsword.
I need another d6, please. 3 and 5 is 8, plus 2 is 10.
Okay, he comes onrushing at you with his short spear and shield, and you just step in and slash him diagonally right across the front when he can't stop his momentum, and you just slice him neck to groin and he dies.
Another one in half.
Well, slashed open from sort of like,
Come on,
diagonally
he's in half.
across the
He's
front.
in half.
Oh, okay.
Counts.
He's cleaved.
It counts. Cleaved. That's the word. Cleaved. Okay, Onas.
I said Rare Frost, so I have to commit to that, do I?
Now is when you state your action.
Oh, now is when I state my action because I think I'm going to summon a beetle, but not any old beetle, a fire
beetle.
Yeah, and not any fire beetle, but a giant fire beetle,
Yeah,
and not any giant fire beetle, but a celestial giant fire beetle. So that's what I'm going to do.
And not any giant celestial fire beetle, but a giant celestial fire beetle named Raymond.
With bile.
With bile.
I'm the 5th beetle.
Okay,
Here
so
goes Raymond.
here's what happens. Onas, as they rush on, you hold your ground, you sort of open your palms, a blue glow appears, and in front of you is a 2-foot-long celestial glowing fire beetle with sort of burning fire glands and huge mandibles.
Look at that.
And it just goes running in to bite the first hobgoblin, protecting you from its onrushing. So
I whisper to Hjani, he's got to get those fire glands checked out. Trust me.
so what's the what's the attack bite plus something?
Okay, bite is 2d4 plus 1.
What's it say? Bite plus.
It says bite plus 1.
Bite plus 1, and you have to beat 15.
Oh, okay.
So it runs into to bite him.
It's
That's
running
it.
to
That's a
bite.
12.
Oh, thank you. Rolling.
Joins the fray.
So I roll a 1. Raymond gets a 1. And
Yeah,
it's
Raymond
2.
goes charging in, and being
like an
a
egg one.
short-sighted beetle, it doesn't really see where it's going and just sort of clatters into his legs. And then starts spinning around like an insect who doesn't know where he is. But you're willing him on. You're willing him on.
It's
Okay.
like
Like, go on, Raymond. Just keep going. So now it's
Terrible number beetle.
the hobgoblins. Now there are 5 of these hobgoblins, 2 wounded, still in your group, right? So literally 3 of them are going to try and all get around Seyda, and 2 of them are going to get to you. But one of them is taken up by Raymond.
good old Raymond.
Now the first thing you notice is when they start hitting you, you immediately know, as experienced sort of combat veterans, that they are doing subdue damage. And this is something you have to declare at the beginning of a fight, which means they are hitting you to knock you out and capture you, which means if you reach 0 hit points, you're knocked out and they capture you, basically. So you have to write this. If you've already got a hit point loss, which I don't think either of you have, if anyone takes subdue damage, you have to take that down separately.
Okay.
It's from whatever total you've got now, but just write that damage in a separate place because it's temporary. After they knock you out,
Okay.
you still have the original hit points.
Okay.
So, the first one is there's 3 basically now all get around Seyda and try to basically club you down with the butt ends of their spears. What's your AC?
18.
18, and they've got spear +2. So the first one tries to club you with the spear and gets a 2, no chance. You bat that attack away. The second one gets a 20.
Oh.
And if he hits again, that's a critical. And he's got +2, he has to get a 16 to hit. Right? That is a 10, no. So no critical. But he does 2 + 1, 3 points of subduing
3
damage
points
on
of
you.
subdue.
Right with a butt end.
And then the
too.
final one around you gets a 4. So from all those 3, you're a head taller than most of them, and you've got a big reach with your greatsword. So only one of them manages to
Just kind of holding them off
club
with
you.
a hand.
That's right. Now,
Taller
Onas.
than a hobgoblin.
Yeah,
Taller.
hobgoblins are about 6 feet.
Damn.
I'm 6'1". So-
Yeah, it's just not a head taller, but you're above them. Yeah, these are shorter than average
You
hobgoblins,
guys,
obviously.
like, doing the little comparison test to just like stand back to back.
Yeah,
Back
that's
to
right.
back.
Yeah. Turn around, just a minute. Just come on. Just turn around. Yeah. Okay, so Onas,
Bring it on.
one of them gets through to you. What's your AC?
My AC is 12.
Okay, spear +2. That's a 5.
Still never damaged in battle yet.
She comes in, tries to club you around the face with the spear, and you just deftly step back out of range.
Yep.
Which brings us to the 2 hobgoblins running in, get either side of the cleric, and sort of like are looking around like, where'd that arrow come from? Protect the leader.
Still sneak.
The cleric looks around. He turns around, and I'm going to put in Star Wars, the trailer reference, but there's a really cool shot in all the Star Wars trailers where Kylo Ren just turns around and
By
does
the
his
time
hand
this
thing.
episode is out, the movie is
I think almost, right?
Wow.
Anyway, he turns around, he spots you 2, and literally shoves out his fingers and stares you down, starts doing some sort of chants under his breath, and you both have to make a willpower save. And let me see, it's I gotta work out the rule for spell saves. It's 10 plus the spell level plus his relevant bonus, which is his wisdom. So it's a DC 13 willpower save. So Bjorn, what's your will save?
2.
So you've got +2 and you have to beat 13.
Okay, here I go. 11, 12, 13.
Equals 13.
Yes, equals 13.
And in the case of a player, equal means success.
Yay.
You just like feel something gripping your mind like a cold, creeping fear, but you concentrate and shake it off. You're not afraid of him. Hjani, what's your willpower save?
I don't have a willpower save.
It's just 0, is it?
It's 0.
So you just have to beat 13 on a
Yep.
D20.
Let's try this. Oh no. Dude.
Hjani,
Uh-oh.
your mind is gripped with a paralyzing fear, and you go frightened into a ball for this many rounds. 4. The next 4 rounds of action.
There has been a lot of crap going on with my mind lately.
Can I just
Where
ask?
is
You're
my
becoming
mind?
damaged, aren't you?
Can I just ask for a vocalization of that fear so we can get a better kind of grip on it?
What if I'm never good enough?
Oh, it's not going to be. I thought this is going to be a blood curdling
No,
scream.
that-
Get out of my
that's-
mind, Dad!
I'm sorry, that's real fear. we want fantasy game fear, not like deep psychological trauma.
Yeah, what if I never amount to anything? What if all of this is for naught?
Still real.
Okay, Hjani, you're paralyzed by magical fear.
By depression.
Yeah, yeah. You feel a creeping anxiety deep down. Your job is meaningless. Life is short. The world is absurd and brutal and cold. The universe is vast, and you are but a mere speck.
Well,
Okay, let's.
that's where we end the episode.
Yeah, and that's the end of all episodes of all podcasts.
And us.
Okay, so that means we come round to back to your action. So Bjorn, go.
I'll take. I'm gonna take another shot at the cleric.
He's technically been shielded by the hobgoblins as well, so they're kind of like doing the human shield. Hobgoblin,
So in
the
shooting
goblin
him,
shield.
I might shoot one of them. Yeah.
You're probably going to hit one of them, yeah.
All good.
I tell you what, if you hit with like a natural roll of 18 or above, you just shoot right in the gap between his shields and hit him, okay? So wait a minute, his AC was 15, and your Short bow.
Attack bonus is +5 on the short bow.
Go.
Okay. It's a 14 plus 5, 19.
19. Not a natural 19, though. So your arrow
99.
shoots towards them. The hobgoblin bravely puts itself in the way and takes an arrow for how many points of damage?
For 4 points of damage.
Right into its sort of like shoulder area. It seems badly wounded.
Ow.
Okay, Hjani, your action, I'll make a note. This round, the first of 4 rounds is to cower in fear, wondering if
Cleric
life has
need-
any meaning.
My
Does
mother
cleric
will
need
never
to make-
actually love me, no matter what I do.
Okay, so now we come to Seyda. 3 hobgoblins swarming around you.
Okay, I'm gonna take a slash at that one that hit me.
AC 15.
Okay, +5 to greatsword. 18 plus 5 is 23.
Okay, roll that damage.
2d6.
And what's your strength bonus again?
My strength bonus is +2.
Cool, just for the listeners.
3 and 5 plus 2 is 10.
Awesome. These hobgoblins have 7 hit points, by the way. So the 3 of them surround you. One of them manages to give you a sort of crack with a spear, but you hardly feel it. In fact, you angrily spin around and decapitate him, leaving 2 around you. Now, let's roll for Raymond.
Oh, Raymond's still in the mix, is he?
Oh, he's all right, yeah.
He's
Bite
okay.
+1.
All right, Raymond. So he's trying to turn around and redeem himself by biting this.
Yeah.
Biting something. It's not nice if you bit anything.
Go
That'd
for
be
it.
good. All right, here we go. Raymond gets a 7. And it's a 7 plus, was it a 1?
Yeah, so he
He gets
bites
an
at the
8.
hobgoblin. The hobgoblin manages to just get his shield and bat at this huge beetle at his legs. Well, actually, the hobgoblin should have an attack back, actually, shouldn't it? We'll wait until the hobgoblin's turn.
Okay.
So now it's Onas's turn. There's one hobgoblin right in front of you, swinging at you as you deftly dodge out of the way.
Raymond's been such a disappointment. I think I will just... there's a hobgoblin right in front of me, so I'm going to shocking grasp him.
Yeah. Oh, talking of Raymond, he appears for 1d4 plus your level rounds, right?
Oh, okay.
So 1d4 plus 3 rounds. Let's spin that 1d4.
That's the same for all these monsters, yeah?
Yeah, for summon monster.
Okay, so my level is 2. I'm rolling a d4.
Your level is 3 now.
That's 3, sorry.
5 rounds.
5 rounds. I've rolled a 2.
And
Plus 3.
he's had 2 attacks, right? So he's still around.
He's still around.
Okay, what are you doing?
Thank God. So yeah, I'm shocking grasping the...
So he swings at you. You duck out the way. You lean in. You press his palm against him and blast him with shocking grasp.
Okay.
So you got to succeed with a touch attack, which means his AC would be minus his armor. So it would be down 4 to 11.
Okay.
And what's your bonus? What's your base attack bonus?
My base attack bonus is... Oops.
It's like 1 or 2, right? Underneath the saving
but,
throw.
it's plus 1, I think.
And do you have a strength bonus?
I would be surprised.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a strength negative -1.
Okay, so it's just +1 for your touch attack, and we'll give
Okay.
you, okay. And you need to beat 11.
Okay, so I'm rolling. That's 8 plus 1.
1 is 9. Okay, so you reach in, your eyes glowing blue, your hand crackling, and he just goes, "Oh shit," and just gets out the way.
Oh.
Can we check if can I look at the cleric and tell if he's high? I look at the cleric to discern if he is high.
He's not high yet, but you do see it from where you are now. You do think you catch him mopping his brow a little bit and looking confused. So now we come around to their actions, right? The 2 hobgoblins with the cleric start running through the tents towards you, but they'll get there towards you two the next round. The cleric, let me see. The cleric starts walking calmly and confidently towards Seyda, but he's going to get there next round with a very evil look in his eyes. Now we've got 2 hobgoblins around Seyda. Seyda, your AC?
Oh, my AC is 18.
Okay, here comes Spear +2, the first hobgoblin. That's a 5 + 2 is 7. It's a miss. And a 6 + 2 is 8. You're just, using your greatsword to hold them at a distance. They just can't get a good hit on you. So now we come to, what's Raymond's AC?
Okay, Raymond's AC
The Celestial Fire Beetle.
is 16. It's pretty high for Beetle.
It is, 16. So they've got a Spear +2. The hobgoblin gets a 9 + 2 is 11. He fails to penetrate Raymond's celestial shell.
He's just a celestial doorstop, this guy.
No, it's great. He's distracting
keeping it
people
away.
that would otherwise be murdering one of us.
And finally,
Celestial trip
the last
hazard.
hobgoblin tries to hit you. What's your AC?
Okay, my AC is 12.
Spear +2, 8 + 2 is 10. All enemies fail to hit.
Oh,
Yay.
So now, Hjani, you miss your second round as you are afraid.
I can't
Bjorn.
pursue my dreams because I don't have any.
Okay, well, I guess I'm just gonna take I'm gonna take a shot at one of the guys advancing on us.
Yeah, AC 15.
Okay.
Short bow plus 5. Right?
Short bow plus 5.
Go.
I roll a 12 plus 5, 17.
Okay, so 2 hobgoblins come rushing through the tents towards you. You take aim and shoot, and what's the damage?
It's a D6. That's a 3 of damage.
And one of them, you hit him already, so the 2 come running through. You take a breath. You don't panic in the face of onrushing hobgoblins. You release the arrow. It hits one in the neck, and he falls down, dying, with only one rushing onto you for next go. Nice shot. Meanwhile, Seyda, 2 around you.
There's 2 around me. Okay. I would like to attack this cleric because I can't stand a cackler, but I guess I have to take care of
they're
these.
in the way, and he's arriving next round.
Okay, let's hit one of these other hobgoblins. 20. Yes. A natural 20.
So if you hit them a second time,
okay,
and not with another 20, but you hit them a second time, it's critical. Okay, AC 15. And you have to roll that again. It was in the divot.
Sorry.
It's plus 5, right?
That's another 20.
Wow. So you know what? Double 20. I'm going to award you a critical hit on that one and give you a second attack onto the other one. So let's do the damage on this one. Now, he's only got 7 hit points, and this is, before you roll it, so it's 2d6 plus 2 times 2.
Okay, 2d6 plus 2 times 2. That's a 3 and a 4 is 7 plus 2 is 9 times 2 is 18.
Okay, you hit him so hard with your greatsword. It goes into his arm, through his arm, severing it, into his body, and out the other side of his body. And he falls down into legs, torso, and arm. And he's on the floor. He's still got a look of shock on his face and disbelief.
Like the magic bullet of
for
swords.
the first 2 seconds. And then you pivot and swing at the last one.
Okay.
Attempting to swat him away like a mosquito in the mire.
Do I roll the 20 again for that?
Yeah, roll again. You
Okay.
get. I'm just awarding you an extra attack.
That's a 12 plus my 5 is 17.
And you hit him too.
2d6 is a 6 and a 3 is 9 plus 2 is 11.
So after putting the person the hobgoblin into 3 pieces, you pivot angry and bring your greatsword down on the hobgoblin's head. He holds up his wooden shield. You just split the shield in 2, take off all his fingers, and then bury your sword into the top of his head. I'm only laughing not because I'm taking delight in that, because Adam's looking Onas is looking really perturbed, disturbed. Sorry.
Sign up for this.
Yeah.
So I'm now covered in swamp and hobgoblin.
Yeah, and now on to Raymond, the celestial
Raymond.
fire beetle. Bite
The
plus
little
1.
beetle that couldn't. Let's see.
There's still 2 hobgoblins around you 2.
Okay, so Raymond's going, doing whatever the heck it is he's been trying to do. So yeah, he's just gonna. I guess he's biting that hobgoblin.
Bite plus 1, AC 15.
Yeah. AC 15. So I'm rolling, and he's got a 5 this time. Plus 1.
Yeah,
6.
he's just turning circles like a confused beetle. And now it's your turn.
He's just been incarnated. He needs some time to get up to speed.
It's his first time in the material plane.
Yes, it's tough. Very tough.
Smack him on the bottom.
You haven't bonded yet. That's right.
All right, so yeah, I'm going to shocking grasp this guy. I guess this guy is still in reach, the one who I scared out of the way with my last failed shocking grasp.
Yeah. He's right there.
Okay, I'm going to do that again.
So his AC for a touch attack was 11, and you
Okay.
get plus 1.
Here we go. Oh, 10 plus 1, 11.
Okay, this time you managed to touch your crackling palm to him, and a blast of electricity goes through him, and now you're level 3 now.
1d6 per level, I believe.
Yeah, so it's 3d6
3d6. This could be good.
I'm going to give you my d6.
Oh, thank you.
So you can do it all at the same time.
Pink, blue, and white.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, there we go. That's a 1 and a 6 and a 4, so that's 11.
Okay, you
Pow.
touch him on the chest and throw so much voltage through him that literally black goo and smoke comes out of his nose, eyes, ears, and mouth. And then he sort of collapses, twitching disturbingly on the floor.
That's how it's done, Raymond. Look and learn.
Okay,
gross.
so a quick recap then. There is one hobgoblin wounded with an arrow sticking out of his back, being chased around by a celestial fire beetle called Raymond, and Onas is sort of holding up his crackling with electricity palm and glaring at him evilly like you're next. Meanwhile, the cleric is, about to close in on you, and all the hobgoblins around. There's literally 5 dead hobgoblins around you. Oh no, sorry, there's 4 dead hobgoblins around you. It's hard to tell. There's several pieces. And over here, Hjani's about to go into her 3rd out of 4 turns, cowering in fear.
Oh,
you took out the one, but
you're overcompensating.
And the one remaining. These are really good. I just want to sit here and listen to your
could we just
your
do
fear
a
and
spin-off
depression.
podcast that is just Hjani's inner monologue while she's
Called Hjani's secret dark thoughts.
Yeah.
The secret diary of Hjani.
I listen to that going to sleep.
I'll never live up to my older sister. I don't have an older sister. I was just guessing
got
at that
real.
one. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Oh boy.
So Bjorn managed to take out one onrushing one, but there's one closing in you. So there's basically 2 enemies left. Now, let's start with Seyda, because you go into your rage and take out these goblins. At that moment, when you sort of spin back round to see where this guy is, he's sort of creepily right in front of you, and he's trying to lean in and do a touch attack on you.
Don't touch me.
It's at that point that you remember hearing that evil clerics who follow the domain of death all have this scary ability called Death Touch, which is they touch you, then they roll X amount of dice, meta comment, and if it gets over your hit points, you die, no save.
Just like it says on the tin, Death
Yeah.
Touch. That's
Now,
Death Touch.
You've all heard in legends that there's a thing called an evil cleric and they have Death Touch, but they don't exist in your realm. You've never seen an evil cleric because you don't have evilly
We
aligned.
all knew this going into this fight.
You've all hold. No. It's at this point that all of you looking around, and especially Seyda, suddenly recall the childhood tales of evil clerics who touch you, and then bad things happen.
Yeah.
Whoa,
those-
okay.
We're digging up some shit today.
Are you sure you're not in Hjani's brain?
This is
We're all
my
bit-
4th fear.
The evil cleric's fear spell was so powerful that it even reached out through the metaverse to the dungeon master. Yeah. Okay, so what's your AC under the box touch, which is basically minus
13.
your armor? 13. Okay, and his touch attack will be his strength and his base attack. So